Well, I'm going to be making some 150 grams worth of pasta, and I've got this wonderful ingredients for a sauce. So I have some white wine, and I have some of these, which is what the whole sauce is about. Don't know if you can see. They're a form of mushroom, oyster mushrooms, but I'm just going to chop them up here. You can see they are forming on these centerpieces, which are a little tough. So I'm cutting those out, and I'm using these in my sauce. I have some frozen spinach, which will defrost nicely in the pan. A couple of spoonfuls of little peas. That's just one giant clove of garlic. So if you don't have those giant cloves, I've got one chopped onion. And these are sausages, but I'm not using them as sausages. I'm going to take the fillings out and just break them up in the pan. And that's it. That's all there is. And when I've finished all of this, at the very end, we'll add some cream. Very simple. That is the water brought up to the boil for the pasta, but as it's 3 minutes, I need to make a start on this. So we're going to make a start with the onion in here. And this is a really nice meal. We're just going to soften our onion while we prepare the mushroom. And these are called pleurettes in France, and they're really not very expensive at all because they're so light and you buy them per kilo. Oops, never mind. There's so much here, it won't miss it. Could you use a different mushroom? Yes, you could use dried mushrooms. You can use ordinary mushrooms. You can use any mushroom, but they all have different flavors. So these are very mild, so I've got mountains of them. And if you're using something with a lot of strength, like a dried mushroom or a shiitake mushroom, use less. There you are. You can't really say we were mean on mushroom, can you? Turn my heat down. I'm going to add my garlic. I'm going to add these. I'm going to add a pinch of salt. Okay. Now, even if you like a lot of salt, be careful because your sausages can have quite a lot of salt in them. And we're just trying to squeeze the sausage meat out of the sausages. We don't want the skins, we want the sausage meat. It's usually an easy thing to do. There you are. And I shall pop those in the pan afterwards for the dog. These are real sausage skins and he'll like those. There you are. Right. I'm going to add these as well. And just rinse my hands. I know that we're going to need some pepper. And I'm going to take the wine and I'm going to mince these up into the wine mixture. If you haven't got frozen, you can open a tin or you could lay in some fresh. But if you're using fresh, I would chop it up first and I would add it at the very, very end. You want this in little bits. So I'm breaking it up in the wine rather than chopping it up afterwards, because then it's inclined to stay whole. And I'm not frying my sausage because it goes harder, and I want a very soft mixture because it's a sauce. Now I'm going to turn my heat up high, and I've just got this last one to there you are. This is a very, very meaty sausage. This is I think they call them Toulouse sausages over here, don't they? But they're basically pure pork. So it's very, very meaty. And all of this now will cook in the wine. And as it cooks, it will reduce. So although it looks very unlikely at the moment, give it 10 minutes and you will end up with a very nice little sauce. Okay. Oh, forgot to add my peas. They will just mush up down even more. So although it looks very unlikely at this stage, I promise you will end up with a really nice sauce. And the reason I am boiling my mushrooms as opposed to frying them is because it releases more of their flavour into the sauce and it makes them softer, as opposed to whole slices that we recognise as mushroom. This will just have the mushroom flavour. So we leave it to cook. We don't want to have the wine in the sauce. It makes it slightly bitter, and you don't really want the alcohol in your sauce. So you do want to boil off your alcohol. And we've got too much liquid, so it's ideal. That's it. We'll come back in a few minutes when it's cooked down. I'm bringing my water up to boil, and can you hear it's quite if you look, there's not a lot of liquid left, and I will want some because we need to add the cream and some black fresh pepper as well. So once we get to that sort of noise, we can now put some a generous quantity of pepper, and we can stir in our cream. We've killed the heat, and you can see you've got a rather nice sauce. I think we could do with a little bit more cream. Now, who wouldn't like that as a sauce for your pasta dish? So I'm going to move that over and do my pasta, drain it and add it to the sauce. I do like pasta. This is the standard 3-minute pasta, and the reason I do it is because we have a humidity problem. So a lot of, yes, I know we could put the lid on, but then you wouldn't be able to see it boiling. But the reason I don't use the 9-minute or 12-minute pasta is because we just could do without the steam here. Also, a lot of the time it's very hot in this kitchen, so the least amount of time this cooks, the better. But as you can see, that's 150 grams, which is ample, I think, for 2 people, although the packet tells you 100 grams each, but no, I don't think so. It's just coming up to boil now. It's a very nice sauce, actually. Now, I always push them around. I don't want anything sticking. Now, because I'm not supposed to eat vast amounts of salt, I've got used to very plain pasta with a flavourful sauce. And it is a very, very flavourful sauce. But most people do add salt. I prefer very, very unsalted pasta as a contrast, but it's a matter of opinion, isn't it? Now, I can tell when it's done because at the moment they're rattling, and they stop rattling and they don't even become sticky. They just become floppy. I'm someone who likes my pasta very well done. Most people like al dente, and the Italians like it extremely hard in the middle. If you go to Greece, they almost have theirs liquid. So we're all like something different. Cook it the way you like it, drain it, add it to this dish, mix it up, and you've got supper. Right, now I'm going to test it. So I actually take it out and bite it. Perfect. Really nice. There you are. Now, this is the important part. If you just sort of drop it on the top and hope, you don't get all the sauce all the way through the pasta. And this is quite important because you want the flavour of the sauce to flavour the pasta. So spend a couple of minutes just pushing it around and really pushing it down underneath all that sauce. The things that you can do now, you can serve it with a squeeze of lemon. You can serve it with the Parmesan cheese like normal. You can serve it with cream on the side. You've got options really, but there you are. That looks really quite nice to me. Now every piece of pasta has sauce and it just looks lovely. And you can just serve that with a spoon, like this or this. How could you not like that? Beautiful, isn't it? I've got peas, I've got mushroom, I've got pasta. Oh, what a nice sauce. Wasn't difficult, was it?
Very quick, but very tasty.
You're very happy.
Very nice.
What do you think just sausages would turn out like this?
No.
It doesn't taste of sausages at all, does it?
No. It's just a meaty sauce.
It is a meaty sauce. There's a little bit of bite left in the onion. But the mushrooms are very bitey, aren't they? Aren't they delicious?
Really good mushrooms.
But we were lucky, weren't we? Because they were not expensive. I'll definitely make this again and again and again.